The conquest of Adrianople, now modern-day Edirne, in 1361, played a crucial role in the expansion of the Ottoman Empire into Europe. This event marked a pivotal moment in history, solidifying Ottoman presence in the Balkans and eventually enabling the empire's rise as a dominant force in the region. The fall of Adrianople not only shaped the military and political trajectory of the Ottomans, but also marked the end of Byzantine control over crucial territories. In the early 14th century, the Ottoman Empire was still in its infancy, expanding from its Anatolian heartland. Under the leadership of Osman I, the Ottomans began carving out a small principality in western Anatolia. By the time Sultan Orhan I, R. 1326-1362, came to power, the Ottoman state had gained significant territory in Anatolia and began setting its sights on the Byzantine Empire's remaining Balkan holdings. The strategic significance of Adrianople was immense. The city, which was founded by the Thracians and later became a prominent city in the Byzantine Empire, was located on the banks of the Maritsa River. Its strategic location, near the border between the Byzantine Empire and the Ottomans, made it a vital military and economic center. It was one of the last major Byzantine cities in the region, making its conquest a crucial step for the Ottomans in their expansion into Europe. During the early stages of the Ottoman expansion, Sultan Orhan had already initiated significant military campaigns in the Balkans. The Ottomans began their territorial expansion by capturing towns and cities in Thrace, pushing westward across the Dardanelles. The Ottomans secured Gallipoli in 1354, which gave them a foothold in Europe and was the precursor to their future conquests on the continent. However, it was under Sultan Murad I, 1362-1389, that the Ottomans truly began their push into the heart of the Byzantine Empire's European territories. Murad I was a skilled military leader and a visionary ruler who understood the importance of solidifying Ottoman control in both Anatolia and the Balkans. His goal was to expand the Ottoman realm into Europe, and Adrianople stood as a crucial target. By the time Murad I assumed the throne, the Byzantine Empire was already weakening. The Byzantines were suffering from internal divisions, including civil wars, as well as external threats from both the Ottomans and Serbs. Adrianople was an important political and cultural center for the Byzantine Empire at this time. Its strategic location near the crossroads of Asia and Europe made it a critical point for trade, defense, and military control. The city was fortified, and the Byzantines maintained a strong presence in the region. Yet despite its importance, Adrianople had become increasingly vulnerable due to the declining strength of the Byzantine Empire and the growing power of the Ottomans. As the Ottomans gained power, the Byzantine Empire struggled to maintain its grip on Adrianople. In 1354, the Ottomans secured the Gallipoli Peninsula, providing them with a strong base in Europe. Sultan Murad I, seizing the opportunity presented by the weakening Byzantine position, planned an attack on Adrianople. The city's fortifications and strategic position made it a tough target, but the Ottomans were prepared to lay siege and press forward with their campaign. In the winter of 1361, Murad I and his army moved towards Adrianople. The siege that followed would be intense. The Ottoman military, including the elite Janissary Corps, was highly trained and disciplined. The Janissaries, who had been trained from a young age, had a reputation for being one of the most formidable fighting forces in the world. They were equipped with swords, spears, and bows, and they were also skilled in siege warfare. The Ottoman forces, utilizing a combination of siege engines, firepower, and psychological tactics, laid siege to the city. During the siege, the Byzantine defenders attempted to resist the Ottoman forces, but they lacked the resources and the manpower to mount an effective defense. Additionally, the internal conflict within the Byzantine Empire hindered their ability to rally the full strength of their forces. The Ottomans, on the other hand, were united, disciplined, and determined to conquer the city. After a long and arduous siege, Adrianople fell to the Ottomans in 1361. The city's capture was a significant blow to the Byzantine Empire, marking the loss of another critical territory in the Balkans. Following the conquest of Adrianople, Sultan Murad I made the strategic decision to establish the city as the Ottoman capital. This was a significant shift, as Bursa, the previous capital, had been a crucial center for the Ottomans, but Adrianople's proximity to Constantinople and its position in the heart of the Balkans made it a more suitable location for the empire's future expansion. The decision to move the capital to Adrianople further symbolized the Ottomans' growing power in the region and their increasing influence in Europe. Adrianople's location provided the Ottomans with an excellent strategic advantage. The city was positioned in close proximity to key trade routes, allowing the Ottomans to control the flow of goods and resources between Asia and Europe. Its position on the Maritsa River gave the Ottomans access to important waterways, making it a key hub for both military and economic activity. As the second capital, Adrianople became the administrative and military center of the Ottoman Empire's European holdings. The city also became a cultural and religious center for the Ottomans. Murad I encouraged the construction of mosques, palaces, and public buildings that reflected the Ottoman style of architecture. Adrianople became home to Ottoman scholars, artisans, and merchants, and it quickly became a thriving metropolis in the heart of the empire. The Ottomans invested heavily in Adrianople's development, making it one of the most important cities in the Ottoman Empire for centuries to come. Adrianople's conquest had far-reaching consequences not only for the Byzantine Empire, but also for the broader European geopolitical landscape. The fall of Adrianople marked the growing Ottoman presence in Europe, signaling the eventual collapse of Byzantine authority in the region. The Ottomans had now secured a strategic foothold in the Balkans, and their military successes would continue as they advanced toward Constantinople, the jewel of the Byzantine Empire. The conquest of Adrianople in 1361 was a key moment in the history of the Ottoman Empire. Its significance went beyond just a military victory. It marked the beginning of the Ottomans' consolidation of power in Europe. The city, strategically located at the crossroads of Europe and Asia, provided the Ottomans with a solid base for further expansion into the Balkans. The capture of Adrianople was not only an important military achievement, but also a pivotal moment in the empire's shift from a regional power to a major player on the European stage. After the conquest, Sultan Murad I made the decision to establish Adrianople as the second capital of the Ottoman Empire, a decision that would have long-lasting effects on the trajectory of the empire. Before Adrianople, the Ottomans had their capital in Bursa, a city in Anatolia. However, as the Ottomans grew in power, it became clear that they needed a more strategically positioned capital in Europe. Adrianople, located in the heart of the Balkans, was ideal for controlling both the Ottoman territories in Europe and facilitating further military campaigns. The city's location was critical to the Ottomans. It sat near the border of the Byzantine Empire, which was already in decline. It also provided the Ottomans with control over crucial trade routes between Europe and Asia, allowing the empire to strengthen its economy. The position of Adrianople enabled the Ottomans to keep a close watch on Constantinople, the heart of the Byzantine Empire, and eventually launch their campaigns against it. The Ottomans recognized the importance of controlling Adrianople not just for military reasons, but also for its strategic value in controlling the region. Adrianople's transformation into the Ottoman capital was not merely a political decision, it had important cultural and social ramifications. Under Ottoman rule, the city flourished as a center of Ottoman culture and architecture. Sultan Murad I and his successors invested in public works, building mosques, palaces, and schools that reflected the growing strength of the empire. These architectural developments were not just practical, they were also symbols of the Ottoman presence in Europe and the beginning of a new era for the empire. The establishment of Adrianople as the second capital also allowed the Ottomans to solidify their control over the Balkans. The city became a military hub, from which the Ottomans could coordinate their campaigns and protect their interests in the region. The Ottomans expanded their territorial holdings in the Balkans, bringing more territory under their control and increasing their influence over neighboring kingdoms. Adrianople became the center of the Ottoman military presence in Europe, serving as the base for the campaigns that would eventually lead to the capture of Constantinople in 1453. Beyond its military and political significance, Adrianople's transformation into the Ottoman capital had a lasting impact on the cultural and social fabric of the region. The Ottomans brought with them their own cultural practices, including Islamic architecture, art, and literature, which began to take root in the city. Adrianople became a vibrant center of Ottoman life, attracting scholars, merchants, and artists from across the empire. The Ottoman influence in Adrianople also extended to local customs and practices, with the city becoming a melting pot of cultures, religions, and ethnicities. As the Ottomans continued to expand, Adrianople became a key focal point in their military campaigns. The Ottomans' ability to maintain a strong presence in the Balkans through their capital in Adrianople enabled them to establish control over the Serbian and Bulgarian territories, further weakening the Byzantine and Christian presence in the region. The city's proximity to the Byzantine heartland made it an ideal base from which to launch attacks on Constantinople, the ultimate prize for the Ottomans. In addition to its military significance, Adrianople also served as a commercial hub for the Ottomans. The city became a major center of trade, connecting the East and the West. The Ottomans' control over Adrianople allowed them to tap into the lucrative trade routes that passed through the city, enriching the empire and further strengthening its economic power. Trade goods, including silk, spices, and textiles, passed through Adrianople, making it one of the most important commercial centers in the empire. Despite the city's strategic and economic importance, Adrianople's status as the capital was eventually superseded by Constantinople after its conquest in 1453. While Adrianople remained an important city within the empire, its role as the capital was overshadowed by the Ottomans' victory over the Byzantine Empire. The fall of Constantinople marked the end of the Byzantine Empire and the rise of the Ottomans as a global superpower. The shift of the capital to Constantinople symbolized the Ottomans' dominance in the Mediterranean and their ability to control not just the Balkans but the entire eastern Mediterranean region. The capture of Adrianople was a momentous event in the history of the Ottoman Empire. It was a key turning point in the Ottomans' rise to power in Europe and a symbol of their growing influence in the Balkans. The decision to make Adrianople the second capital played a central role in the empire's expansion and solidified the city's importance as a strategic military, political, and cultural center. While its role as the capital would eventually be eclipsed by Constantinople, Adrianople's conquest set the stage for the Ottoman domination of the Balkans and helped lay the foundation for the empire's enduring success in Europe. The legacy of Adrianople remains strong today, with Edirne standing as a testament to the city's historical importance. From its role as the second capital of the Ottoman Empire to its significance as a cultural and military center, Adrianople helped shape the trajectory of Ottoman history and the broader course of European geopolitics.